Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches para todos. Cuenta de tres, en este caso, señor Oscar, señor Demian, nos volvemos internacionales.
Increíble.
Increíble, lo que se va a venir dentro de un segundo. Bueno, ya le están viendo ahí, ¿no? En pantalla. Creo que no es hispanoparlante la señorita, pero la vamos a presentar como tal. La señorita es una luchadora que ha pasado por varios circuitos de promociones, destacando...
Además, una persona multifacética.
Una persona multifacética, destacándose en este caso en diferentes promociones, sea WWE, NXT, TNA, y en el circuito de lucha femenina, tanto como Shimmer y Shane Wrestling. Bueno, como la verán, está ahí, estoy hablando ni nada más ni nada menos que la señorita Leva Bates, a quien le damos un aplauso.
Yay.
So, we now, vamos a decirlo en español, vamos a hacer el switch to English mode, so she can understand now. So, a really pleasure to have you in our podcast. So, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure for us. You are our first, interview with successful in international wrestling. So, how are you today?
I'm okay. It's Friday, so it's a little stressful with the traffic, but I got most of my stuff done. Pretty much when I'm done here, I'm going to go back and finish the rest of my shopping, but it's just groceries now. So I got the other stuff done.
Perfect. Let me tell you that for us, it's a little bit, we have a little bit nervous because, as we said, you are like a star really a star for us. We are just a fan, so we are so proud to this. So, okay, Demian, first of all, yeah, please.
Leva, how was your first contract in the wrestling world, and when you decided to become a professional wrestler?
I've always enjoyed wrestling. I always watched it growing up. I liked it as a kid. I always wanted to perform. I went to school for theater and radio, TV production. Started doing a bunch of acting gigs, stunt work, dancing. Was living in Orlando, still am, and I was working at a theme park doing entertainment, and met a bunch of people who were part of like TNA or just training or whatnot, and they were like, well, if you do all this stuff, why don't you wrestle? Because I would always go and hang out, and I didn't think it was anything I could do. You know, I didn't think it was an option that was available to me. So they're like, yeah, you just go to wrestling school, which I didn't know they existed. So I went with a friend of mine one day to wrestling school because, you know, by their suggestion, they're like, if you love wrestling and you act, you dance, you do stunts, so might as well just go ahead and wrestle. So I did. I ended up signing up at a school. Devon Dudley, Matt Bentley, and AJ Gallant were the trainers. And then Devon left to go do his school with Bubba, and I went with him, and I've been there pretty much ever since. And trained with them, graduated. I still go back and work out with them when I can, and ask questions and advice and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much how I got into it.
Perfect, that's great. Let me ask you two questions about what you said. You're still working as an entertainer in the theme parks?
Yeah, sometimes not full time anymore, but I do to help. Pretty much when I'm not wrestling, I'm doing that. Well, I'm doing a lot of things, but yeah, that's one of the things I'm doing.
Yeah, and can you describe in a small word what's the feeling that you have being an entertainer? We could say it. I think we could say Disney, right? You say Orlando.
Actually, I don't work at Disney. Disney is not the one I work at.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's you know, there's that blue hair. They don't really hire people with crazy colored hair. So I work at the more alternative one. Yeah, you pretty much It's a lot of fun. I do a little bit of everything. Literally, I do dance shows, stunt shows, acting, walk around, characters. So pretty much a little bit of everything. So it's a lot of fun. It keeps me from being bored, to be honest. It's something different every day. And then on top of wrestling, on top of hosting, on top of other acting gigs and stunt gigs I get outside of there, I'm pretty much doing something different almost every day.
That's cool. That's cool.
Very good.
Oscar?
I want to make a question regarding who were your childhood favorite wrestlers or superstars and your current ones.
I'm gonna repeat the question. Who did I like growing up? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, when you were a child, who were the wrestlers that you admired the most?
Yeah. When I was super young, I really liked Jake the Snake for some weird reason. Like, I don't even know, he terrified me. So I loved him. I don't know why. I just really enjoyed him. Shawn Michaels was one of my first wrestling crushes as a Heartbreak Kid and in the Rockers.
Yeah.
I loved him. That's probably why I still do super kicks. I loved all of them, honestly. Scary Sherry, Sensational Sherry. She was one of the first women to be like, hey, women can do wrestling. And because she was in there mixing it up with the boys, you know, taking shots on the boys when you weren't really seeing that with any other woman, especially on TV. So that was really, really, really cool growing up seeing. A little bit later, I got big into Jericho, especially with the whole Monday Night Wars and WCW. I loved his over-the-top character. I loved the ponytail on top of his head. I loved the rule book. I love all the crazy antics he would come up with. I loved the characters. Obviously, The Rock. I had a huge Rock poster on my wall. I think my mom took that one now. She has it. So yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys, just especially the more entertaining ones, the over the top characters, really kind of drew me in. So I take a little bit of everyone, I think. So yeah.
From those, who do you consider was your inspiration?
Oh crap. Legit, a little bit of everything. The first wrestler that made me think I could actually wrestle was actually Daisy Hayes. Not from WWE, but from Indies, from Ring of Honor, and I actually saw her at a IWA Mid-South show. She was small like me. I was blonde at the time, wore pigtails as well. It was like seeing a wrestling version of me at the time, and it was really cool because I was like, oh my god, if she can do it, and she's kicking ass at it, maybe I can do it. So that's she might have been the inspiration to be like, you know what, I think I can actually wrestle.
Great. And which one would be your current favorite or your current favorites?
Oh god, like currently on TV right now? Oh man.
In the current version world.
Maybe Broken Matt Hardy. I love him so much.
You love him.
Like I said, I love the over-the-top characters.
Yeah, it's a very good one.
Is what draws me in.
Yeah,
so, his stuff cracks me up.
I believe that all things the same, that we could say that Matt Hardy reinvented himself to become a more how can I say, lookable character, maybe entertainer one, and that's perfect. I mean, besides the fact that maybe he's in a promotion that in order to make a competition with the WWE, it's somehow difficult. He managed to
was the beginning of Paul Maria. The best gimmick of
gimmick of the year.
Yeah, sure.
He looks good in my opinion.
He looks good. He acts good. He has a catchphrase. He has everything that needs to be really, really attractive talent right now. Okay, but we should move on with the question for you.
Next question.
Next question. Do you want to make it?
Yes.
Okay. The microphone is yours.
Leva, what are your best memories in the independent circuit?
My first memories of me in the independent circuit? Of me, or
Yeah,
just in
Best moments.
yeah, a little review on your independent. You're still on independent
Okay.
circuit, but your first one, the most important.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying now. Honestly, it's probably my first match, to be honest, because I remember my first match. It was with a girl I trained with. Her name was Mimi Marie, and we both were brand new. I think had wrestled for maybe not even a year, like 9 months, and we had a match with each other. So it was actually, a lot of people have a lot of horror stories about their first match. Mine wasn't really that bad. I mean, it was someone I wrestled with all the time in class, so I was already comfortable with her, and it was in my hometown. Well, not hometown, but like where I lived, Orlando. I guess Orlando is my hometown. So I was able to, have a really good experience. A lot of friends came out. It was a lot of fun. I remember my first match was a lot of fun. A lot of people, like, this horror story, but I didn't. I mean, there's things you run into, obviously, as you go along in your career, but I'll be honest, like, for the most part, everyone's been really nice. Really, I mean, you get the people who try to shortchange you or not want to pay you, but I mean, that's with anything, not just wrestling. That's with every type of business you do.
Yes, sure.
So I've been blessed, honestly. I mean, I don't really have any bad stories. I just remember I came out of I mean, again, it's one of those when you do your first match, you don't really have a huge arsenal of moves, so you do a few good moves you do and hope you don't like fall on your face. And I think I did okay. And then, I mean, you do have the time. You do have those matches where you do fumble, you do fall. I mean, that's the thing of beauty of wrestling and being a person, like an entertainer. You're always growing. You have to make the mistakes so you can learn and grow.
Sure.
And I think especially nowadays in wrestling, because everything's so digitized, so you can see someone's first match now live on pay-per-view, and sometimes that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, sure.
And
Yes.
I feel blessed that I was still in. I mean, I'm sure there's video of my first match somewhere, but I'm blessed that it's not like I was immediately being watched and looked and judged immediately going out the door. Because I felt like a lot of these young girls are put under so much pressure that, oh my God, like people are already boasting my name up and they're expecting this kind of caliber and level. And I'm just still learning and finding out what works for me. The thing is, as an entertainer, you're always finding what works for you. So things constantly change, move, shift. But I don't know. I think it's a lot more pressure nowadays just because of the internet, because of the tweeting and the YouTubes and the Instagram videos and the GIFs and all of that. I think, I mean, it's also pretty cool because it also puts your name out there to a wider audience. Like, I don't think I would be talking to people, right now that's in an international company if it wasn't for the internet. So it's a double-edged sword.
Sure.
But it's
Sure.
also more doors. If that makes sense. So I think I completely took this question and went a different direction with it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, since you are like you are in the US, and we believe that the US has the biggest wrestling business because you know why. So it's really interesting to hear this word from you. So the questions sales for other parts. But speaking of the independent world, let me ask you a question. How was your feelings when you win your tag team title with the Lucha Sisters? What was your feelings, your thoughts about it? How what is winning a title? Yeah.
I loved working, and actually, what's funny about that question? The Lucha Sisters are actually coming back next weekend. It's kind of
Really?
cool. Me and Jade, or Miriam, I'm not sure if they're billing her which way. I think they're billing her as Jade. As Lucha Sisters next week for Queens of Combat in North Carolina for their tournament. It's a tag tournament. So we're finally getting the old band back together, and we're gonna wrestle, and hopefully.
So you're excited about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Her and I, we always love wrestling with each other and tagging and traveling together. It's like we really are, best friends and sisters in real life. So it's kind of cool that we're getting to wrestle with each other again. So it's initially we stopped wrestling only because of it. We never really got to finish that storyline. So now that we don't have to worry about the storyline, we can tag again. So we're doing it. We're bringing it back together. We actually I got to help her out at Wrestle Circus 2 months ago, Ryan, and I got to come out, and it was a no DQ match, and I got to come out there and help save her, and it was we put Jimmy in his place.
Johnny, I think the question you just asked me, the word we were looking for was, we just got the exclusive.
Yeah. Can we say that we have the exclusive of that?
Yay!
Okay, so maybe we should. I'm sorry. Now it hears better, right? To WWE. So what we wanted to know, now that we're talking about your feelings, how did it feel going to NXT as Blue Pants? How did it feel?
I mean, a fantastic experience. It's so much fun. It was one of those crazy whirlwind things because I wasn't even supposed to be Blue Pants. It just kind of accidentally happened.
Yes.
Lightning. It was literally lightning in a bottle. It was a combination of Enzo and cast and the promo they did, the audience taking off with it, the audience kind of knowing me kind of being tongue-in-cheek, like silly about it, because I think if I was angry about it, why are you making fun of my blue pants, I don't think the audience would have got behind me. But the fact that I'm like, hey, I love my blue pants are awesome, I think they kind of played around with it, and it just, the blue pants chant happened. And no one expected that. So when I got done after the first time, they're like, you got a blue pants chant. What? Huh? So they brought me back just to see if it happened. And that's when I got the chant before I even went out there. And it just kept building and kept building and kept building. So it was one of those, let's see what happens type thing. It was literally just flying by the seat of our pants. And it was just such a fun little ride.
Do you? Yeah, sure. Did you expect so much hype with that character?
Especially even the first time. The first time it was literally just supposed to be local talent, what they call, the girls that come in, just to help wrestle. And so I was literally just because of the nature of the match, it just, I got an accidental name, and an accidental name just kind of took off, and everyone just kind of had fun with it. So yeah, no one expected it, not even,
Not at all.
sorry, no one expected it.
No
one. And so that's why we just kept like, all right, let's bring you back and see what happens.
Sure.
Tron, let's give you a nameplate and see what people think. And we just kept playing around with it, and next thing you know, it just kept building and building and building. So yeah.
And as a fan of wrestling that you said you are, how does it feel to be in the WWE? I mean, the biggest company of wrestling. What is the feeling of that?
It's it was definitely a goal accomplished, a dream come true. Because I think if you are a wrestler, probably at one point in your life, you want to be, or you used to watch WWE. A lot of us, especially me, when you're growing up, you had no other real way of watching wrestling except for the WWF, or now it's WWE.
Yes.
definitely something like a bucket list. You mark it off your bucket list. I've wrestled there, or goal accomplished, or dream come true type thing. So yeah, it's definitely a really cool thing. I mean, to be honest, I felt the same way about TNA the few times I've got to be there too. Every time they call me to do something new, whether it was a con challenge, the aces and eights, the knockouts pay-per-view, every time I've gotten to be there and do something with them, like I've watched TNA for a really long time too, and like a lot of the people there, like Jeff, all of them, like I watched growing up, and it's really kind of an honor to be a part of that roster too. So every time I get to work somewhere, I always feel blessed,
Sure.
And what do you think of the WWE Women's Revolution with this experience? You fight with the best women in WWE division, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte. What do you think about it?
I think I've actually said this before, and I still believe it. I definitely viewed the Women's Revolution to Sarah Mato, aka Sarah Del Rey, from the Indies.
Yes.
She was the agent behind the girls who paved the way for the Women's Revolution, and I think it was her guidance and her strength that really encouraged these women to embrace themselves as wrestlers and not just women. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, hey, let's just be pretty. It's, hey, we have all of these tools. We can wrestle. We're tough. We're beautiful.
Sure.
We're smart. We're funny, depending on the gimmick. Like, it's embrace all of your talents instead of just embracing, I'm not saying the easy stuff, because beauty isn't easy, believe me, but it's gender doesn't have to be a thing anymore. You know what I mean? Like, to be a good wrestler, you know what I mean? And I think that's what the revolution is all about. It's not about a girl, no longer is that, because you look at Charlotte, she's good, and it's not like, oh, you're good for a girl, it's, no, you're good, done,
Period.
So I think that's, I think if the revolution needs to do anything, or is doing anything, it's doing that, making an equality for past, like we as people, we want to look past gender, we want to look past our differences, and I think this is a good way of doing that, stepping in the right direction, saying, hey, we're women and we can do just as much, if not just, equally good as the men.
Sure, no doubt about it. So
yeah.
Let me see the other question. Yeah. So as we speaking as the revolution, what do you think that is the future of women's in wrestling? I mean, because you recently spoke about the transition of the diva role to the woman, the wrestler woman, like you said before. So how do you think that will be the future of the women's in wrestling, being a male-based industry, right?
I mean, I think right now it's already proving that women are on equal footing, because it's no longer just one women match. Remember, like back in the day, it would be like maybe a tag match,
Yes,
men's match, another men's match, one woman's match, and then another man's match, and another men's match. Now you watch like Raw or whoever, and then you see like there might be 2 women's matches. There might be a team match. And the same thing with TNA.
Sure.
TNA is doing the same thing. They're doing multiple matches too. And I think Lucha Underground's doing a good thing, because now they have women just competing in there with the men with intergender and holding their own. So it's not just saying, hey, equal time, but they also deserve equal. I find that very interesting and fascinating that there's a company on TV that's brave enough to do that. So I think every company in their own right is embracing it. Like look at TNA was a couple weeks ago. They had the Monsters Ball with women.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was, again, my best friend Jade versus another good friend of mine, Rosemary. Ball. When we wouldn't have thought about that 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, definitely not 10 or 15 years ago. So the fact that they're doing something like this is incredible. So and you know, there's main eventing in WWE done by women. You know, it's really, really cool. And it's really that every company now is embracing it. Because they know that women have, not only they have what it takes to step up, but that the audience also wants to see it. Because used to, I mean, I get it. There used to be like, oh, a women's match, the popcorn match. Let's go to the bathroom break. It's no longer that. Sometimes you wait around and you just watch the women's match, and then you turn it off after the women's match. You know, I'm not saying I do, but you know what I mean? Like, that's now, it's no longer, quote unquote, the popcorn match. You know, and it's kind of cool. Really, really
Leva,
cool.
but little questions before we continue with this interview and our. Do you think that all that popcorn match, sorry, was because was the fault of the creative team? I mean, do you think that the problem of please?
I don't really know if it's necessarily their thought. I just don't know if people are ready for it. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
like I said earlier, we as people, we constantly grow and change, you know, and you're always learning, always accepting. I mean, if you think about it, like, look over time, like, look how the business has changed. And like the type of matches that are happening compared to what they were doing in the 70s and 80s, you know? And then from there, how that's changed, the type of characters, the type of promos people are doing, the type of doing things, and the art of it all. So I don't really necessarily think it's like, oh, well, shame on you creative guys. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's just maybe a species, we're growing and opening our minds a little bit.
Yeah,
a mix of things.
Let's say the creative team would have done that. Would the audience be ready to accept that at the time?
Sure.
I don't know if they would have been. I think everyone in their own right, you know, every person laid the foundations. I don't think we would be able to have a women's revolution without Lita.
Sure.
And doing a Rana off the top. All of us go, holy crap, we've never seen a woman do that before. You know what I mean? Like, without that, we wouldn't have been able to lead up to the main eventing. So every moment in history was actually super important to building up to where we are now. So I don't blame anybody. I just think it's like a child growing up. Take steps. And every step you take, you learn, you grow, you become a different person, an animal. You know what I mean? Like, your brain expands.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that's kind of where we are as a group, a unit. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, it does.
No,
I know I'm not a little
sure.
philosophical at night.
No. The thing is, as you said, we are humans and we are constantly evolution. So it's okay. You said that in the past we are not ready to see women's matches as women wrestlers. So it's okay. I mean, I think I understand what you said.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got a little like.
It's a mix of things.
But let me tell you, Leva, that it's really interesting to hear you talking about this, because I mean, there's not a lot of people that speak about this situation of women in wrestling. So it's very interesting.
Actually, we discussed that several times already, and we've been considering doing a special show about wrestling.
Yes,
actually.
sure.
This is really helpful.
So, Oscar, let's continue.
With this question this was actually something that interests me as well. As a former once or twice cosplayer, so I would like to know how do you see the impact that cosplaying causes on the wrestling fandom, if there is any kind of impact?
Well, the reason why I chose it was because it's something I really enjoyed, and I started off honestly as a wrestling fan, like most of us do, and I'm a big geek. So I started thinking and looking at myself like, all right, well, I'm a big geek and I like wrestling. So I bet you there's tons of geeks out there that like wrestling. So why don't I embrace that side of myself and bring it out? Because at the time, especially at the time, playing wrestling, there might have been like, all right, the Halloween match, but that was it. You know what I mean? Like you
Yes.
might have there, but I really wanted to bring that in there because my thing is when Rey Mysterio was doing it a little bit with his mask. Like you
Yes.
remember with the pay-per-views, he would have like the Silver Surfer, like the Spider-Man, and when he would come out with a reference like that, pop as a fan. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool! Look at that, that's awesome. So I remember that feeling, and I wanted to bring that feeling to my fans. So when I decided to go into wrestling, I wanted to be like, all right, let me do this reference. And if you get this reference, you'll be like, oh my god, that's Mario, or that's so that's Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah, it's Dora, like, and I always try to either tool it to the show I'm at, what's current in pop culture, like maybe a movie that just came out or whatever, or what works with my opponent. Sometimes I'll tool it against my opponent. So I try to do it so at least the audience will get it. There's a few times that it's backfired on me. I was in Georgia one time, kind of middle of nowhere, Georgia, and I came out as Chung Lee, and I was supposed to be the baby face, the good guy, and I got booed as Chinese. It happens. I mean, so sometimes it backfires on you. I'm thinking everyone knows Street Fighter, right? Everyone loves video games.
Yeah,
for sure.
Not everybody. That's what I'm talking about. You live and learn.
I'm stunned because of that. So you think being a geek actually is connected to being a wrestling fan sometimes?
Sometimes. I mean, there's a lot of wrestling fans that may not be geeks, but I don't know. I feel like it's super acceptable now, whereas maybe it wasn't 15, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, with all the comic book movies and TV shows coming out, and like the people who are running Hollywood, the people who are running companies, the people who are running, like, they grew up on these comics and like the Tim Burton Batmans and stuff. So now we are the people running the world. So everything's now way more geekier. So yeah, I definitely think it's something to be had. Because now our generation rules the world, quote unquote, and we're all geeks because we grew up on the Saturday morning cartoons with He-Man and She-Ra and Transformers and G.I. Joes, and now look at that, they're all big movies, or they all have been like remade. So it's kind of cool.
Great. Perfect.
The years of the geek.
Yeah, we are all geeks. That's the conclusion of this interview. We are all geeks. So, okay, Leva, let me tell you that we are so thankful about this interview that we made. We're hoping that in the near future have the chance to continue talking about this if you want and if you can, because we have I hope so that you have a great time with us in this interview.
Of course.
Then okay, perfect. Let me tell you that if you could and if you like, we would like to send you a little present. Then later we could talk it in private, but we would like to if you leave us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. So let me tell you also that here in Cuenta de Tres, that if you don't know, it's been in Spanish like a 3 count.
Like a 3 count?
Yeah, Cuenta de
like,
Tres.
Uno, dos, tres?
3 count.
Like uno,
exactly.
Dos, tres?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The pin, right? The pin. So, like I said, we here in Cuenta de Tres have the modism that the interviewer have the last word. So, please say the last words to our fans here in Argentina that they will be very grateful hearing you. So please.
Well, guys, thanks for having me. I'm Leva Bates, aka Booby Pants. I appreciate you guys listening, and I hope you guys, follow your dreams and follow your heart. Because if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Well, perfect. Okay, Leva, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I hope to continue you having a successful wrestling career that you're having right now. And we hope to see you soon, maybe in Argentina. Who knows?
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
There's a lot of talent here waiting to be challenged. So.
Awesome. Well, maybe one day I'll get to, I don't know, wrestle somewhere around that area. Hopefully. I don't know. I'm going all over.
We hope
so
that.
One day.
Well, at least you know that you have tour guys here. No problem about it.
Yay! Awesome.
Okay, Leva, thank you very much for your time. So, okay.
All right. Thank you, guys.
We
Best wishes.
Yeah. The best for your wrestling career. So we will close in this interview, thanking all the fans that they are hearing us, watching us somewhere, maybe Facebook,
sometime.
maybe sure.
Shall we close this in Spanish?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Shall I do that?
Yeah.
Bueno, y eso ha sido todo por hoy. Entonces nos despedimos hasta la próxima edición de Cuenta de Tres.